Hi, everyone. Welcome. It is Monday night, which means that it is time for the Troubleshooters. I am your DM, Cap, aka Heath. Man, let's see. What do we have going on? Announcements time, so let's announce some things. Of course, we have more shows. There won't be a show on Saturday. I'll announce that again at the end of this show. But there is no show on Saturday for Stolen Cities. There, too many people had too many things going on. Tonight, our own Voodoo will be a little bit late with us. Out saving lives and things like that. But this last weekend, I had a lot of fun. Went to a comedy club for the first time ever, and it was great. Enjoyed myself. I got to see Ron White, which was great, as well as a local comedian and another guy in between them. Everybody was funny. Ron White killed it, and then so did the local guy. He actually did a really good job. I was proud of him. But then came back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. So, sorry, off camera, I saw Q moving with me. It just kind of threw me off for a second there. Let's talk about other things that are coming up. So, big announcement this last week and a half or so. Gen Con is live. That is right, ladies and gentlemen. Gen Con will be live this year. They have changed their dates. Normally, they are at the end of July, beginning of August. Sorry. This year, they've moved it to September 16th through the 19th, 16th, 17th, 18th, and 19th. And it is hybrid. It will be both in person and an online presence for a lot of the things that they have going on. I will be in attendance more than likely physically there at that location. One, because I miss going to Gen Con. And I want to be back there. Number two is your boy's been vaccinated. I've got a clean bill of health. I've actually been vaccinated for like a couple of 3-4 weeks now, like almost a month. But still, that being said, there's also a big announcement that came out a few months ago, but it is hitting tomorrow. The most popular adventure by far for 5th edition has got to be Curse of Strahd. The Curse of Strahd has been played over and over again. I know I ran it like 3 times. Maybe 4. The season that came out for Adventurers League was one of the biggest seasons they had. Well, they're back with Von Richten's Guide to Ravenloft, and that drops tomorrow at your local gaming store and at places where you would read it, including D&D Beyond. You can pick up your copy of on D&D Beyond, which I want to say huge thanks to D&D Beyond for their continued support. A couple of years ago, whenever I was like within our first year of running this, I reached out to them, and eventually I got a hold of Adam Bradford, and he and I met, and he actually gave us support and sponsors us by letting us use their tools and their utilities. So huge thanks to them. If you haven't used them before, you're really missing out. It's a fantastic tool for organizing your gameplay as well as organizing your characters. If you're running a campaign or anything else like that, it's just really where you want to go. So go ahead and show them your love. They're actually adding new character backdrops for your character sheets, as well as new dice for the new game. So make sure that you take a look at that and see what's going on. Man, let's see, what else do we have going on? This is just a lot going on. I know that the virtual D&D weekends are still going on, and we'll have one of those coming next month, the month of June. I don't know when the dates are. If it's been following the habits that it has now, that means the second weekend in June will probably be when they're doing that. I will let you all know if that's the case, if I'll be able to be running games there or not. Even if I'm not, you should join in and play some D&D. I mean, it's some dadgum D&D. Join in, play, have fun with it. Let's see. I think that's pretty much all the announcements I have. So with that in mind, let's get live to the Troubleshooters. So last time they did a job for a young upstart child named Millie, and they took care of a big brooding bulk of a man. After taking care of that, Millie gave them a packet which had tickets to a ship known as the SS Chiron, or Charon, and they know it's going somewhere. Most likely, it looks like it's going to the New World, or at least to the colonies over there. The colonies on the New World exist almost as city-states. They aren't independent. They are still governed by their ruling body. Not all of them are English. But there is a kind of an understood that they kind of tend to their own sort of thing. While they're not left completely out on the cold, it is enough to make them go, okay, we're not getting the attention that we probably should. Trips back and forth are made, however, it is an infrequent thing, and to have a ticket to the quote-unquote New World is generally unheard of. Usually it's a very special thing, or you have enough money to make it over there and back. They have one more thing to take care of, though, before they head off, and that is that they have to take care of Annie's job for them, lest they become Hatchet Annie's enemies. When you last left off, you guys were in the bar. Hatchet Annie had her feet kicked up. What are you doing?
Well, Annie, we find ourselves in need of some armaments for two of our members who were in the Directorate's custody and seem to have all of their things there still. We need to work towards that path before we can start looking for your brother, because they're a lot more useful with weapons.
Well, it seems that you know where to find your items in.
I do.
Perfectly where they're stored. What is it that you need of old Annie, then? If you know where your things are, go get them.
Well, you see, that is where the issue lies. They're not gonna be happy to why we're still not there, with our items, technically.
And tell me, love, how is that any of my problem?
Well, it's not really your problem. The thing is we could get close to getting your brother, but without, you see, anything to fight back with, uh, might be a bit of an issue.
Not
What if it's
exactly.
more of a borrow? You lend us some items, and the moment we have ours, we return yours.
Or simply send us to a vendor that supports you.
She puts her boots on the ground and stands up, pushing herself off from the table. She puts two fingers against her lips and blows out a loud, shrill whistle. From the back room and from kind of like the back of the room, you see a couple of larger guys stand up. One of them walks over and he kind of like kicks his coat back, and you can see he's got a rather crude-looking trench knife. The blade is wider than you've seen on most trench knives, but it still has the knuckle guard with the spikes on it. The low spikes. He lays that down on the table. He reaches behind his back and pulls out what looks to be once a kitchen knife that's been like hammered out a bit more and sharpened and ground until the point is much finer. He puts that down. It's basically a little more than a shiv. He takes out a couple of hand axes and puts those on the table. And he stands back. You watch as some of the other fellas come forward. One of them takes out basically a short sword, and as he lays it down, you can hear like the handle rattle, so it's not in the best of conditions. But, you know, it'll do. Another one lays down a couple of actually like decent looking daggers. They're not like magic by any means. They're not, you know, the best, but they're actually in good shape. They look like they've been well taken care of. And another one, and then that same one that took out the couple of good looking daggers pulls out a small leather pouch, and he kind of like unfurls it, and it's got like 4 throwing knives in it, or just basically daggers, but you know, designed specifically for throwing. She looks at you all and says, "Well, there you go." I don't tell you how to go running your business, but it looks as though a gift were given to you.
Maybe I can return the favor with some information.
And she leans forward and she kind of like scratches just underneath the hat that she has, and she says, "That sounds like a promising trade. What sort of information do you have for one like me?"
Are you familiar with a little shit by the name of Millie?
"What say I have? What matter is it of yours?"
She seems to think that she runs part of town and you don't. We sent word looking for you, and she decided to intercept because it was better for her than for you.
I see. You happen to know where this young upstart is right now? Where did you see her last at?
Well, I can tell you, according to her, all of the runners in a good proximity to the church are hers. They do not report to you, and will only get to you if Millie proves it. And last we saw her was around the coal yards.
I told that twat to keep to herself and leave mine alone. It looks like Hatchet Annie's gonna have to make a visit. About my Philip, then. You gone after it, then?
That's the next plan of business.
Excellent. Bruno, and you see the big one that originally put down like the trench knife and stuff. Bruno here will play a distraction for you. Bruno, are you ready to spend some more time locked up behind bars in a small cell? Bruno, who has beady eyes, very short hair, and kind of like looks like he has more scars than facial hair. He just kind of goes, shrugs, and drops his arms again. Bruno says he's up for it. All right, Bruno. Be kind to the nice men and women. Take them over to the directorate.
Okay. You were clarifying already.
Take them over to the directorate. Make sure they're not seen, and make sure you are. All right, love. He picks up the trench knife and takes the kitchen shiv-looking thing back. He looks through the rest of the items. Doesn't really see anything he likes. Picks up a nearby stool and like snaps the leg off of it, and then like hefts it, and then starts towards the door. He takes a hat off of there. It's a bowler hat. He takes it off of there and he puts it on top of his head. It is comically small for his big head. Not quite that, but pretty small.
It just sits on the head instead of
Yeah,
sitting on
exactly.
the head? Okay.
As you start to like pick up the items, Annie kind of leans forward and she goes, "Whatever you do, don't mention the hat. All right?" Yes, Doris and the bowler hat man. Whatever you do, don't mention the hat unless you're going to tell him that it looks lovely on him, which you're going to do, right? Well, some good loves you are. Right then. To it, my Philip's waiting. And she sits back down and picks up her mug and continues to drink her beer.
Well, happy hatcheting. I'm sure Millie will look forward to seeing you again.
Oh, Millie will not look forward to meeting Hatchet Annie at all.
I will. Disrespectful little shit, that one.
I knew I liked you. You're a right good man now. Right. On your way then. Taking everything that was offered to you.
I mean, I have what I need. That would be what would work for Gej and what would work for Eberus.
It's all simple weapons, dagger, hand axes,
Mhm.
those kind of things. So
Perfect.
We'll just say we took something for Gej, and they can clarify when they get here in a bit.
we can sort that out in a bit.
Yep.
The streets are not full of hubbub. Bruno looks at you and says, "Is there any place else you need to go first?" It looks like it took him a considerable amount of concentration in all of his brain cells to say that one line.
You know, sometimes the brain cells align and it works beautifully for him.
You see
I'm
him
gonna
clicking
say
his
no.
knees together. It's trying to jar the thoughts into place.
Sometimes that jump spark. That's all we need.
That's it.
I'm
Say
gonna
it
say
was
no.
Bruno, yes?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I'm Bruno.
Bruno, do you mind if I see that hat for a moment?
Why?
You got a bit of a scuff on there. I was going to clean it off for you so it looked better.
He takes the hat off and he looks at it.
Must have been resting on the wall there on the hanger. Got a little bit of a scuff on it.
And he hands you the hat gingerly. It was my dad's hat. You take care of that hat.
It's a fine hat. And I'll just, take part of a rag and buff the dirt off
Kind
of
of
it
like clean up a little bit.
and hand it back.
He puts the considerably small hat for his big head on top of his noggin.
Can't have a fine hat like that getting dirty on you.
It's a very fine hat, it is. Here we go now.
Let's go.
With that, Bruno starts off in his way, and he walks with determination, but all of the grace of a galumphing rhino. He starts off in the direction of the directorate, knowing damn good and well where it's at. It is a large building. As you move through the streets, he is given a sizable berth. He is given quite a bit of room. As a matter of fact, to give you guys an idea of what Bruno looks like, there's actually a British actor who has passed away now. He starred in several movies, but the one that everybody remembers him from mostly is probably Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels.
Mm-hmm.
The actor's name is... I gotta find it again. Give me 1 second here. It's gonna kill me because I can't find him. I'll come back around to it in a minute while I'm looking at it. Anyways, he is given a wide berth as you guys move through. That's it. The governor, Lenny McLean. That's his name. Big, brutish-looking dude. Like I said, looks like he is well in tune with taking one hand on somebody's head and another head and just smacking them together as hard as he can. All right.
Sounds like a horse.
They make a lovely clopping noise, they do. As he moves his way through, pardon me. For anybody who wants to know what he looks like, Lenny McLean is the guy's name. Lenny, L-E-N-N-Y, obviously McLean, M-C-L-E-A-N. But like I said, he was in, he was known as the governor, and he was just a massive dude. Anyways, as you get approaching the directorate's location, several of the guards standing out front. Take notice, as you would, of the large man. They start to move forward, and he motions behind you to, like,
it's our time to disappear, folks.
Right.
And I'll peel off and try and blend in.
All right. Give me stealth checks, please, everyone.
So this is the first time that you've made me give a stealth check, but I have on what would be the armor that in
Oh, disadvantage on stealth checks.
You cut out.
would be
Wearing like plate,
No, you're not wearing plate. You're wearing like
chain,
it's a medium armor.
scale.
scale mail gives disadvantage on
Yeah. So you would have disadvantage on the roll.
on stealth, but I was not sure if it was the same condition. Just making sure.
Mm-hmm.
That is a dirty 20.
Okay.
24.
Okay.
18 plus 6.
Apparently today, Liz is stealthy as fuck. My dice rolls were 18 and 19, so that is 21.
Excellent.
You made a face, and I thought you were going to be like a 19 and a 1.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was waiting for the low roll too. So hey, there we go. You guys disperse into the crowd that is starting to gather. Where the directorate is located at is a very busy place. It's closely located to a lot of the government buildings, so there's a lot of activity going on. The streets are not cleared, so it's easy enough for you to blend in with the crowd as you keep a close eye on Bruno as he marches up the staircase, making his presence known. As soon as the two guards get close enough, both of them holding up their hands to stop his intrusion, he immediately takes his very large hands, palms a face in each one of them, and just sort of shoves them down onto the staircase. At what point you see him kind of like growl at one of them, and all you can see is terrified eyes through the hand that is holding this face. I can go in, yeah. There's some sort of agreement because you just hear him go, "Thank you," and then just kind of slide one of them out of the way. "You go with me," and he's just like patting at his arm as he's being held. "Right, you go with me." and he just sort of picks the dude up and just kind of like puts his arm around him and just almost frog marches him, but kind of like holds him as he walks up towards the door. At this point in time, he's yelling, "Help, help," but it's like very hoarse as he's being like basically trapped within this gigantic bicep of this fleshy man. He gets to the top of the stairs, and you can see several more guards coming up. At this point in time, Bruno looks like he is fully, like, nearly frothing at the mouth. He takes his jacket and just kind of like whips it off, ripping one of the sleeves loose as he does so. The first one that comes out of the door, he actually like slaps it and pops him with the sleeve, makes him stagger back as he takes the one that he's been holding, kind of unrolls him and tosses him into the crowd of the other guards that are gathered up, sending them all, with which point you just watch as Bruno just laughs and screams as you watch him disappear into the doorway.
I'm gonna look back to my party. We need to buy that man a drink. Somehow.
Way out of jail.
Yeah, when he's out, all you.
That's impressive.
You can definitely hear the sounds of the skirmish going on through the doorway, and more people being called for. It's at this point in time you can see that the crowd is now moving up, like onto the staircase. Some people are checking on the fallen guard as looky-loos are trying to get an eye on the action. What are you guys doing at this point in time? Your distraction is now in full swing.
How did you guys get out of the directorate?
Side door.
Because I feel that door is probably not our best bet.
I think that door's going to be tied up for a minute.
Yeah.
No, if down the alley, there's a door we can go. Might be a little collateral damage there, but don't worry about that.
Let's
You hear
go.
a "Huh!" and you watch as a body is hurled out of the doorway.
Let's go now before
Hashtag
they
webcam.
actually do manage the manpower to take Bruno down.
Barbarians are fun. That's all I'm saying.
I miss enlarge.
I'm gonna tell you right now. There's a class you can find it. You can find it on the DM's Guild, and it's probably one of my favorite classes. Having looked it over thoroughly to make sure that it is not OP, It's called the Pugilist. If you get a chance to play the Pugilist class, do so. I did, and it was amazing fun. I only got to play it through like a couple of levels before he got max critted to death. But
the only way to stop him was to crit him into the ground.
I was facing somebody that had an aura that made you vulnerable to piercing damage, and then stabbed me with a short sword with a critical. You kind of go dead real quick whenever you're second level and you get like that kind of damage done to you. But they have a really cool
quadruple at that point, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. You double your damage, whatever you get. So yeah, it was pretty brutal. The really cool thing about the Pugilist is they have Moxie instead of key points, but you can spend Moxie to make yourself resistant to all types of damage for one turn. And it's just badass because you're like, right, so shoulder on, and then you can do like spend Moxie to restore hit points, kind of like a second wind. It's awesome.
That's really entertaining.
All right, so
to the side
making your way to the alleyway, you can see the side door. It doesn't seem to have any guards on the outside, as it did not have any on the outside last time you came through here. The door itself, though, as you try it, is locked.
Well, I guess this is where I shine just a wee bit. What kind of lock is it?
The door itself is a lever, and so it has the mechanism on it would tumble around, so it has like a standard keyhole in it.
Okay. Something I could pick? Sort of? Okay.
Liz just goes, You got the samurai, and she got.
I'm sorry, you're cutting in and out for
You
me.
got guidance.
D4, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then
Yep, a D4 to your roll. And do you have expertise in thieves' tools?
I believe so.
Yeah. So it's going to be your dexterity, proficiency, double your proficiency.
So okay, so instead of 3, it's 6, and my dex, you said, right?
Correct.
So +9 and a D4. +27. 14 + 4. Thank you for the guidance. +9.
There you go. This lock is no challenge for you at all. You're like, watch this, guys. Click.
Look, no hand, no
Look,
eyes,
no
no
eyes.
hands.
I'm
Oh,
feeling it.
no.
I'm just vibing with it.
Yeah.
And the door swings open soundlessly as you check the hallway. You can hear the. You can hear ahead of you the combat sequence that is going on.
We're going this way.
Swinging through down the hallway and then taking the first turn that you can. You remember the holding cells that you were in were kind of just off of the main hall. You do know that there are probably some other holding cells within this place, but probably into the belly.
Okay.
While you're thinking that, so for those of you who are just joining, in this world, it is actually Earth. However, the United States and the North America is not a thing. They were never settled because magic was introduced, and they've realized that the magic over there in the New World was more powerful than anything they've ever seen. They were controlling everything. After World War I, which ended in Innsbruck, Austria, after a gigantic battle took place where magic was used without any sort of hindrance and everybody just used what they had, the Treaty of Innsbruck was done up. The lines that divided Austria and broke up the Austria-Hungary Empire was still in place. A magical kind of oversight government body was put into place called the Directorate, or the Directorate of Magic is what they're called of. And they are they hired these guys under a new new body or new effect. Yeah, new group to basically go to places where magic is not being used or reports of magic being used or are used in the wrong way. And the first season, which you can find on our YouTube channel, was them tracking down a lot of gothic horror stuff, really, because they faced off against werewolves and they faced off against Frankenstein's monster sort of thing, a banshee,
I don't know if pissing off werewolves counts as facing them down.
Listen, you did your best with that rifle from a long distance. It can't. He just ping, and he just like, don't do that. A Barghest, and it all came down to finding this man named Peter Dietrich, who they come to find out is a vampire. As they are all called back to the main building here in London, they introduced the idea to oversight for necromantic magics, which they really kind of like left off to the side, but realizing that it probably needed to be taken a look at, they introduced the new head of the necromantic magic arm, a man by the name of Christoph Anders, who actually was Peter Dietrich. Second season starts with these guys being basically put to the Inquisition. A lot of questioning going on as to what their hand was in things that happened in Romania. Again, first season in Romania, and they are basically their handler, a man by the name of Colm Haim, has disappeared because he knew he would be in a lot of trouble with Peter Dietrich, Christoph Anders. They are trying to find Colm and kind of clear themselves of anything that's going on.
That is
clearly
correct.
What happens in Romania does not stay in Romania, as they have learned. There is no warlock or sorcerers in this because magic has to be learned. to get back into it. The Voynich manuscript, which is a real book, is acted as the Librum Arcanum, which is where they learned magic as humans. Someone cracked it and could understand and read it, and that led to the development of magic within humans. There was an accident which kind of lessened the veil, which allowed some of the elder races like elves and dwarves, goblins and orcs and everything to come through. They aren't prevalent. They're not huge groups of them, but there's enough that they've had like some influence through there. Anyways, they are breaking back into the directorate to free the brother of the leader of the band called the Rooks, this faction of like street gang is basically what it is. And they agreed to free Philip, her brother, from the directorate. So they're breaking into the place that earlier two of them had to break out of. Stuff's going awry. And then there's a big guy fighting in the street. So you're thinking probably the lower, the undercroft, the basements would be where they're at. I mean, they could be up higher, but you know, most of those are like the library, the offices, and things like that. So,
we go down then? Noonan? Lysandra?
Sounds
Best bet?
probably best bet. I don't
Welcome,
see them
Brent.
keeping him upstairs.
Awesome. So down we go.
How many guards were here when you left? Or at least in the area when you broke up?
3. One was in the bathroom. 2 were in the bathroom. One of them had wet pants wrapped around his head.
We still don't know about that.
One got knocked the fuck out.
Yeah. I can't wait for him to see me again and just have horrible flashbacks. Like,
That dude probably quit.
yeah, that's a good question.
He fought with himself.
Yeah. You know, that's an internal battle, and good for him for putting up a bit of a fight.
He's somewhere seeking psychological help. Like,
It's not my problem. Well, it is my problem, but
I
also
open the. It really is your causation anyway. He's sitting there on a couch somewhere going, and then I opened the door and it was me. I was like staring into a mirror, but then wet pants.
I gotta get a shirt that says that.
And then
it
wet
has
pants.
and then it has
The legs draped over.
The legs draped over, and the back of the pants are just like across my shoulders.
Yes. Wears
I'll talk
kilts
to
for
a
the
friend.
rest of his life.
Yeah. For worse pants. Yeah. I mean,
More
shorts.
freeing, anyways.
Yeah, that's true.
Wet shorts just sounds completely different.
Doesn't have the
I've
same
loved how
ring
you've
to
held
it.
the goblet to your mouth like 7 times, but no better than to take a drink.
Yep.
Nothing like wine out of the nose to make your day better.
Stop it.
Okay, I'm sorry.
He'll get to that beverage eventually. There we
Oh,
go.
you finished it off. Okay.
It's okay. I've got the bottle. Down we go. The question was how many guards? Yes. I'm afraid I didn't count. Took out 2, went to the library, grabbed what we needed, left. So, unfortunately, the answer to how many guards is yes. Sorry.
Let's go.
All right. The first area, the lower area, is some minor holding areas, some offices, some check-ins, like the guards' changing rooms and things like that, of course, as well as lavatories. You do know, yes.
So the changing rooms. Does it seem like there's
You broke up at the end of that one. The changing rooms, does it seem there's a what?
extra uniform?
Oh,
Might not hurt to check.
Yeah. Is there a changing room? What I took part in was a bathroom.
More importantly, you hear the sounds of the brawl and the scuffle seem like they might be coming to a close. So whatever your next decision is, that's the one you're going to have to commit to, because they're going to start dispersing and taking Bruno somewhere.
Oh,
Try and blend in or blitz.
well, if we want to blend in, I could maybe take form of one of the guards, get into his uniform, and pretend that I'm taking you away. You know, I don't know if the guy I took the original form of is still here, so I do remember what he looks like. Thing is, this clothing's a little small for him.
Sounds like we don't have a ton of time.
We go in swinging?
Go in quiet and hope we don't have to swing.
That works too.
All right, so we're skipping
I'm-
the guards area and heading towards the. Okay, next question: lift, stairs.
I say stairs. I feel like the lift would be more popular. That's I don't know what P word I was going for, but it wasn't popular, but it's popular now.
In order to get to the stairs, you're going to have to go down the hallway past the main foyer where the scuffle just happened to the opposite side of the building.
We could start with the lift. The stairs are a distance. I stare intently at Moonin and Lysandra.
Then you look at me and I
look
go,
at you.
the lift is at the end of the large hallway where
Uh,
a battle just took place.
the reason I failed my class.
This place doesn't have two sets of.
You know, that's a
sets of
safety hazard.
swimming.
What if a fire started and those stairs collapsed?
This is pre-OSHA.
Yeah.
Well, both are a distance. Lifts are touchy because you don't know what you're walking into till you hit the floor. Stairs are even further, but we have better light lines of sight going down.
The holding rooms.
My
Were they
vote
this?
is
Sorry. The holding rooms. This floor, different floor. I can't remember
This
if it
floor.
was. It is this floor. But because of working here, apologies. Is there a chance we would have been shown the whole building?
Not the entire building.
Would we have been shown floors below, like even just one or two?
Yes, you would have, because there is R&D and Armory is on the.
Okay.
That face that you just made just gave it away. The Armory and R&D is on the. Not the floor, it's on the bottom, the very bottom. So you know that there are cells one floor down, and then another floor down is R&D and Armory.
Perfect. Okay, so there's cells down below. Because of the distance we have to go, do we want to say that our best bet is me becoming a guard and saying that I am taking you down to cells below? I'm throwing it out there. It's just I need to see someone that I'm transforming into, or I need a uniform that's going to fit them.
You hear
Which-
footsteps and shouting, people saying, "Quick, get him to the room.
Yeah, we really
We
don't
need
have
to-
time.
We need to go.
Get somebody, get those in the medical. Check on the rest of them. Come on, lads, we'll get you there." And you hear people moving about,
Lift?
Perfect.
some coming your way.
All right, lift it is.
Lift? Yeah. Let's go. All ass.
Okay. You move your way down the hallway, and you can see ahead of you the foyer, and you're not very far into where it's at. You can see them, like other guards, like with their arms holding up their friends. Some of them are being moved, and you see 5 guards with basically these metal like half circles that are currently 5 of them around Bruno's neck, and they're all just kind of like holding on. You can see their muscles and their arms, like for the short sleeves, are tensed. You can see that their bodies are coiled trying to hold this man. You see 2 more that have like shackles on his arms, and they're behind his back, but you can see Bruno has his arms are like stretching the chain tight and leaning forward, and those 2 guys are just struggling, and they start to kind of like walk him down the foyer towards what you know to be the lift itself.
Well, this man has gone absolutely feral, and their path collides with ours. Since they're going to the lift, we could try the stairs, but at the same time, we are very close to meeting paths.
You can see that what remains, the bulk of the guard, so there are 5, 6, 7, there's 8 in total doing their best to wrangle Bruno towards the lift. There are about 5 that are checking on another 6 that are laying down, groaning and moaning. You see about 4 of them that are starting down your direction down the hallway. And they look more like they are checking on their friends that they've got. They're doing the whole thing where you've got one on each side, and they've got the one guy in the middle. He's kind of like his head's down as they're dragging him, kind of half walking him down the hallway.
Well, question party. Do you think Bruno's got a second wind in him? I can make a little bit of noise, and I'm sure Bruno would be happy to go round 2.
All right.
What's your plan?
Do I have a sight line to the chain holding his arms?
I was going to say no, but yeah, actually you do, because you ignore 3/4 cover.
I do. So, I'm going to look to my party.
Mm-hmm.
Get ready to haul ass. Yeah? Before I shoot, they're going to know we're here, but he's going to be a problem. Is that okay?
I don't see any other way, so let's go.
Oh, well, gonna stabilize my pistol on my arm and shoot for the chain.
Okay. It is a small target, so the armor class is high only because of the size of it. But I believe in you. Roll to hit.
My brain instantly went to, I'm short, stabilize the gun on my shoulder. I don't know, make me deaf in one ear, but don't.
Just walking around the rest of the day going, Mop!
What? Huh?
Right here. Talking to
That's a 28.
Oh.
That definitely hits the chain. So the marbled floor, the brick walls, there's the ringing sound of the retort of the gun. And then the very next thing you hear as that sound clears and it rings out, so you guys are all like, oh, that's loud as. But you don't need to hear, because you can see as Bruno shrugs his hands forward, as he does, dragging the 2 men that he held onto. The other 5, you can't really see their faces, but you're pretty sure that the uniforms should be changed to brown. As he grabs 2 of those poles and just sort of whips them like some sort of weird, like spiky mane. As he does, 2 of them go falling down. He rips one of them off. You can see it leaving like tears, like not deep, but like it tears a little bit, leaves red marks on his neck. You can see small studs on the inside of it. He takes and whips one of them around and cracks it in half across the side of this dude. who just pinwheels and then just slumps to the ground unconscious. And Bruno is in full tear once again.
It's
You
time to
watch
go.
as two of the guards that were walking your way immediately look at you, and as he starts to say something, you hear, "Ah!" and they kind of let their friend go and turn around to deal with that issue.
Let's get going.
Yes, as you
Pharaoh Bruno.
haul across the way, you can see now the lift doors are opening, and you can see about 10 soldiers pouring out. Some of them have batons which crackle with energy at the end of them. You've seen these before, but you watch as some of them lower what looks to be like a short, like almost like a pistol, but it's long. It's got a wooden piece at the end of it. It looks like a short rifle, but what you see sticking out of the end of it is a narrow cartridge that fits into it. As they come out, you watch as they say they're starting to yell at him. Whether or not he hears them, you don't know, as you make your way across the foyer into the hallway and you find the stairs at the other end.
Do
There are
any of
stairs
the
going both up
guards
and down.
on the ground as we're passing, do any more of them have those batons on them?
Yeah, I was about to
Okay.
say I want
Mhm.
one.
Yep,
I'm
absolutely they do.
Grab one of those as we go by.
Yeah, you can, each one of them, they like each have one.
I want one.
Okay.
Probably be
It's
good to
perfect.
have a non super loud weapon moving through this building.
This really hurts. I'll show Moonin. I'll show you how the button later to make it shock. Oh,
Don't
it's good.
threaten me with a good time.
It's not a
So-
threat. It's a promise. No, I'm kidding.
The stairs are broad and wide. They can easily accommodate, three of you walking shoulder to shoulder. They go down to a landing and then down again. As you descend into it, you see that it's well lit down here, just as well lit as it was above. You see that it shoots off into several different directions from where you're at. As soon as you hit the floor, you can continue down the stairs to the next level, but ahead of you, a long hallway with several offshoots you seem to see. Each one of the rooms that you notice has a steel door with a slide on each of them. They are labeled as A1 with all of your odd on one side and your evens on the other side. So A1, A2, A3, A4, so forth and so on. It looks like that there in this main hall there are 8, 4 in each side. You don't know about branching off without looking down each of them. Mm-hmm.
So Liz doesn't know this, so this is Shelby asking. Q, can you see if your patron knows any of the people in the cells?
I mean, I could, but to be brutally honest, I don't think Emrys would ask that. And it's not because like I don't think Emrys would actually have the mind of, oh yeah, this dude knows a lot. This is still new to me, and it's new to Emrys.
Right.
Emrys would not ask him that. It is a good idea, but Emrys wouldn't even think of that. This, to be honest, I don't
Okay,
even think I'd
just
call on it that often. Try and
was
call on him that often because, like the last deal I saw him make was with a
gonna
king.
bring it up just in case he might have.
Yeah, unless he wants to come forward and be like, "Oh, I know a few people here." No, Emrys would not ask him that. I'm sorry.
No,
All right.
It is a good idea, but
it's fine. It's fine. I know.
All right. So where are we going to?
I guess trying to find out who's in these cells, but also my chaotic energy is telling me, because I have been recently caged, how many of these people have also been caged without needing to be caged? like just because they have magical abilities. But the thing is how much chaos would they create? You see, I'm torn. I don't want these people to feel caged, but at the same time, I'm like, should they though?
Just off to the side as you hit the bottom of the floor there, the hallway I described to you, there is a desk and a chair. There is currently no guard at the far end of that hallway that you're standing at. It almost runs perpendicular to the, or almost even with the foyer. You can see a main hall that runs. So you're looking down this way, and you can see a main path that's wider up ahead that seems to run even with the foyer, with the main hallway. So you know that the lift would be at that end. You do see a desk there at the base of the staircase. You don't know other than...
Does the desk look something like there would be like
Secretarial?
a filing, like secretarial? Is there a chance that there files?
There's a chair pushed in there. It doesn't look like it's deep enough. It's like, it's one of those where the desk itself is probably that deep. So it's got like a single drawer in the center of it and like one other drawer that you can pull out as a writing space. It doesn't look like it has a whole lot. I mean, you can look in there and see.
Yeah. That would, honestly, that's a good idea. That would probably be my first idea because if we're looking for someone.
Looking through it, you see a rotation, a guard rotation for this location, like when the next guard would be at this station, and it doesn't look there's one set to be there for like another couple of hours.
Guard must have gotten called up with the Bruno attack. Are there...
Would you say he left a mark on some of them? Maybe he marred? Would you say that would be a Bruno marring?
Stop it.
Okay.
That one can go back up on the shelf for now. We'll talk about it later.
Sorry about that. I'm sorry.
I loved it. I'll be honest. Like, he got locked out of heaven, and that's why there's an issue here. This man could probably catch a grenade for you, though. Let's be honest, right?
You almost got me, damn it.
Yes! Woo!
I
that's
feel
the
like
highlight of
Bruno
my year.
and
My
our
whole year has
bowling
been
ball
changed.
man would make a great team.
Oh, God. The worst of it.
Oh, God. All right.
So, no names in the desk there, Emrys?
Guard change. Other than that, there's no keys or like buttons and stuff to, regular havoc.
Not here. You would think that they probably are going to be at the main office unit, which would be not on the main, not the main one for the floor, but like the main one for this level, which you would probably think would be at the lifts. They probably don't use the stairs that often for things.
So it's near the lifts. Okay. I mean, I don't see an issue with making a little pit stop there. If you all want as well, I can change my appearance to someone else. If you want to wait here, I'll do a quick change to someone that's not a guard and maybe is also my size that I have seen, be them lady, male, or gender neutral friend.
I mean, you've seen a lot of people. What's up, Liz?
Can Liz hear noises in the rooms? Like, can she tell that there are like people in there?
Give me a perception check.
It is a 13. I rolled a 5 on the die, but my perception is a +8.
What's your passive then? 18?
18.
You do hear some movement, as though not all of them, but there are a number of them that are being used.
She looks at Moonin and just goes, "Should I just yell for him?"
As you guys are trying to decide what to do, you hear a series of quick, rapid retorts from up above, like the floor above you. You hear more of those. They sound like rapid gunfire.
Our time is running short. decision needs to be made.
With that, she just goes, fill up!
That there you don't get any response.
There's a chance they could be put under some medical, not drowsiness. That's not the word I'm looking for. And I'm not saying I don't want to say medical coma because that feels like an extreme.
Sedation.
Sedation. That's the word I'm looking for. Thank you. Under some sort of like sedation to the point where he can't answer.
You know, Emrys.
She goes, oh,
Yes.
You know who they would give no concern to being down here? Dark and Stormy himself.
That's true.
If someone runs into him down here,
And you've seen him enough times.
as long as you can hold
And
a straight
we've had
face.
like close face photos with him. The thing is how tall is he?
I mean, he's still with a medium.
Within medium. That's true. But Emrys is 5'5".
Yeah, he's not over 6'5" though.
Okay. I no, my only question is would my clothing fit him?
No.
That's that and there lies my issue. If I take his face and people are used to semi looking up to him and they're now looking at him, is there going to be suspicion arised?
Also, how many of the guards do you think have direct interaction with him?
That's actually also very true. Let's take
You
a stab
again,
at it.
you hear one more retort of fire.
All right. I will keep my height. Maybe go push as tall as I can with my clothing, even if it shows ankle. I know, scandalous. I'm sorry, but I'm kidding.
Center.
And I will change face.
All right. You change into Peter Christoph Diedrich Anders.
Who knew the head of necromancy had such a fiery streak showing ankle? Who
Also,
you
gave me his full Christian name. Thank you.
Well, I mean, I gave you both of his names.
No, that's okay.
Your sleeves are like a little off the cuff where they should be. Your
Okay,
pants are a little short. Your shoes are a little uncomfortable.
Unfortunate. I'll roll up the sleeves so it's just one of those like comfortable looks. Even though I'm sure he doesn't go for that look, maybe I can just maybe go with the fact that I'm busy. I'm looking for this person right now.
All right, so
and,
you
to the front desk.
make your way and then take
Liz
a right.
hands you her jacket that she stole from him.
Oh, perfect.
It does fit on you quite well. It was big on Liz, so it fits you quite well.
Lysandra, you beautiful, beautiful being. All right. Let's go.
You make your way towards the guard's room. As you approach, it's one of those, there's a door just to the right, but you're looking at a glass, glass with the cutout at the bottom.
There.
As you approach, you see the guard stand up. Can I help? Oh, hello, sir. How may we be of assistance?
I'm looking for a well, he'd be under lock and key right now. I'm looking for he'd go by Philip. That's what I have on my file, and it's the name he gave me, so
Do you have a last name, sir? Philip is a bit, I mean, we have them organized by last name.
Barland. Caw.
thank you, because technically we would have I'd like if you could see the freeze frame on Emrys just start sweating as Peter tells Church right now. It's just like fuck. Ireland.
What was it?
Ireland?
Barland.
Barland. I don't know why I heard Ireland. Don't ask me. My hearing is not the greatest today, I'll be honest.
I'm gonna give you this one, but you're off by one letter. Borland.
Borland. That's my bad. I wrote that wrong in my notes.
You should check your handwriting, young man.
I looked at my hand.
It's Borg.
Orland?
Philip Barfront.
That's a smudge.
I
It's-
think.
His last
Right.
name is Milk Lettuce. Oh shit, wrong hand.
Knives, extra gunpowder, bullets.
Milk,
oh, wait,
eggs.
that
Oh
is
shit, wrong
definitely
hand.
not the
Borland.
You know, I don't have my reading glasses on. Hold on.
Oh no, Liz.
Can you read that? Just shove it up to the
Yeah,
glass.
you tell me. I like push it
Can
up.
you
to the
read
glass.
that?
You need to do that for me, thanks. Now I'm warm.
The
Oh,
guard's just
fuck.
like, what?
I'm afraid you know what? I'm afraid I left my reading glasses upstairs. Could you tell me what that says? No, I'm kidding. Oh,
It says
God.
milk, eggs, bread.
Oh, no. This one.
Oh, right.
Thank you, gentlemen. You all get a raise if this goes well.
He looks through he takes out a ledger, and he flips to it and says, yes, he's in detention unit B4.
Perfect. Can you give me the keys? Code.
Yes, sir. Do you have right? He takes for a moment, looks over at this like wall just to his right, pulls one of the keys off and slides it to you. I'll need you to sign this, and he slides a ledger just to you.
Perfect. What does this say?
What's that?
It's just like
It's a
signing
sign-out
out.
sheet.
It's just a sign up.
Sign
Perfect.
the sheet.
All right. My question is now, because we have had pieces of ID with his face on it, was his signature on it? Because I would have scanned these IDs looking for the person who actually made them for him. And I'm wondering if there was a signature on them.
There
And-
absolutely was.
Beautiful. I am proficient in forgery kits, so I am wondering if I can, play that up a little bit, I guess.
Okay, so you're going to try to forge the signature
Yes.
without having the original to
original
look
on me.
at,
Yes.
pulling it from your memory.
I will also ask, is this paper like it's a paper with just a signature at the bottom, or is this a multiple named signature? And if it is, can I find his name?
There are
guess.
multiple signatures. It is front and back, or so you would see it like names on this side and then
All
here.
right.
It is a signature, and unit, and then there are initials that you get are from probably the guard checking
Perfect. All right. Quick scanning the signatures that I can see. Do I see his name?
off. Perception check.
$17. 14 plus 3.
Not on this page. Not on either of these pages.
Is there more pages than just like those few pages? Like if I like quote through them? Okay. I'll look through them a little bit and I'll just be like, oh, I see a lot of people have been like recently, like for today, like for date wise.
Deception check.
You know what? Deception is my middle name. +9. Don't fuck me over.
Off to the side of the door,
Thank
just with,
fucking God.
with my weapon in hand, just.
He's just taking
25.
full aim. 25?
16 plus 9.
Yes, but it's been some time since you've been here. It was a shock to see you here, sir. Is there anything in particular you're looking for?
No, I was just curious as to who was being, signed out and taken a look at.
You do see his name. It's a few pages down, but
Ah, you're right. It really has been a while. I should, I should come down here more often. All our hard workers. And
you normally
light.
send an aide or an assistant down. So
I know that's true. You're right. That's very correct.
it's
See, I'm
very
laughing.
unique.
I'm so sorry. Well, this was important this time, and I wanted to make sure that I got who I was looking for. Not that I don't trust my assistants, but it's just easier this way. Plus,
No,
things
I'm
can
not
start.
certain of that at all.
Well, that's
Anyways,
unfortunate.
if you'll sign, please, sir.
Of
I'm sure
course,
you
of
have more important
course.
things to do.
I do. I do. And I will sign.
Okay. So you're proficient in forgery. You don't have expertise in it, though, right?
No.
Okay. Do a sleight of hand check. Do you have expertise in sleight of hand?
No, I don't, but I have proficiency.
Okay, perfect. That's fine. That's
So
what I
just
want to
that?
see. Mhm.
Oh. Ah, fuck. All right. 18, 12 plus 6.
Okay. You
Ooh.
sign it, and it's from what you can tell in that brief glance and what you're pulling from your memory, you think it's pretty passable. He slides the key
Worst
over
comes
to
to
you.
worst, if I feel any sort of uncertainty, especially because I don't know if he's left-handed or right-handed, I might smear a little bit with my hand.
Okay.
Just a little bit.
Okay. So
But-
you do what you feel is a passable job,
Mhm.
and he slides the key to you, and just remember, sir, the standard rules still apply.
Of course.
And he hands you the key to Unit B4.
Or I die, because this is gonna end horribly, I feel like. But we're off. I won't. You know what? I was gonna say good day, gentlemen, but at the same time, I don't think this guy says that to these guys. I'm gonna go.
So you turn around, and this one would be like the first hallway off of the lift. There are no holding units here. You're looking at the backs of what would be the A even numbers. So you walk down the main hallway past the A's, and you can see the next section would be listed as the B's. The B's.
Beautiful.
With 1 and 2 being at that far end, then 3 and 4, so right to your left as you walk into there.
Perfect. I just
Do you take your do you try to take your allies with you? Do you let them know that you're going in here?
I will give the last area that I know they were at a quick glance, not like a big glance where I'm just like, but one of those like,
You're going.
there's someone over there. No,
It
I
looks
just
like
sort of-
we're going that way.
let me just, point in the direction I'm going, like any pageant girl.
He gets to the middle of the A's and goes, "Hey guys, come on!"
My assistants, they're learning. That's why I came down here first. I could have done that with Lysandra, actually, though. I feel like she would have been a good choice to have as an assistant. Anyway, point taken, point proven. I will take a quick glance, kind of like out of view of the guards, like jangle the key, and I will keep going. I will go on my own. I do think it will be very easy for me to just continue this, guys. So I like take a breath, keep going with the key to the door. I will view into the door first if there is a slot for me to look into.
Yeah, there's a slot. You pull it open.
What does he look like he's doing?
He looks like he is sitting like on the cot with his back against the wall. His ankles are crossed. He is dressed in very plain fare. It looks like kind of a gray drab material. Clearly some sort of like uniform.
Yeah.
He has his feet have socks on them, but no shoes. You can see a pair of like slippers on the floor.
Perfect.
And he is currently looking at a book. He looks like he's reading a book.
Okay. If he looks like he's in an okay spot, I will open the door.
Okay.
You go ahead. Sorry.
All right. You open the door. What were you gonna say?
Now, Philip, I don't know if we've met, and I'll be honest, I don't care if we've met. I'll be honest, in reality, we haven't met, even if you know this face. But the thing is, Annie sent me. Now,
The dark-skinned man that sits across to you has dark brown curly hair that is honeyed tips. He has very thick, beautiful lips and dark brown eyes.
Okay.
He's
Nice.
very, very handsome, and he turns and puts his feet on the ground, sliding them into the slippers. He closes the book. You can see that he is reading Man in the Iron Mask by Dumas, and he kind of sets it off to the side. He looks at you and says, Annie, or would it be Hatchet Annie that sent you?
Unless she wants to kill you, I would expect that hatchet would be left undone.
You tell me. Did she refer to herself as Hatchet Annie to you, or as Annie?
I'm working alongside her as Annie, but she warned us that people who don't like her, or people who should fear her, name her Hatchet Annie.
Marvelous. So you're not Christoph Anders. Who are you?
You can call me Emrys. You see, I've gotten out of here once before, and I'm here to get you out, along with 2 other colleagues, but I'm afraid our window is closing, so we must be quick.
Your body's out. Thank you for that stretch.
Good stretch.
If I could crack my one arm, I would, but it's not letting me. So, Philip, follow me.
Of course. He slips his feet into the slippers and looks at you and says, I take it you have a way of getting me past all of the guards and out of here.
You know, I'm gonna say yes, but don't quote me on it.
Right.
Now,
Winging
okay.
it is.
Beautifully. Question, how do they normally take you out of here? I'm sure you've been taken out before. Have you been taken out before? Is it cuffed?
They don't take me out of here.
They leave you.
They do provide me with a meal. And look, they gave me some reading material. Have you read this? It's a wonderful book.
Fantastic. I'll
And the original
look into it
French,
later.
even.
Oh, okay. Well, I can read that, but I'm afraid my time is limited at the moment.
He steps forward and he says, it's about a man who is imprisoned because he is the twin of the king in place. A puppet, really. The rightful ruler is the one that they trapped. They have a look-alike in his
Are you-
place.
Hey, you trying to tell me something I should know, Philip? Or shall we
No.
move this along? Beautiful. You can take the book with you if you want. I can put it in my jacket.
I think I'll carry it out of here.
Beautiful.
Are you aware of Dumas' work? And he starts moving out of the room.
Can you listen, Philip? This is going to be a give and take, buddy. You're going to have to follow behind me, and we'll figure it out as we go, okay? I know winging it is probably not the main thing that you want here, but you do still have to look like I am taking you somewhere.
You mind holding my book for me? He hands the book. Keep it in plain sight, if you would. Thank you. What do you say we open some of these locks?
Well, you see, I've been having that inner dilemma about this entire time on whether they should actually be opened or not. And to be honest, you know, what if you have the power to do it? So be it.
Of course. You might want to cover your ears. And he claps his hands together, and you watch as he draws a sigil in the air. As he does, there is a loud conk noise, as though something loud were knocked. You hear all of the doors just kind of and open.
You know what? I may have to ask you to show me that before we part ways, if that isn't Okay, trade.
Oh, of course. The book, if you don't mind. He takes the book and he tucks it under his shoulder as he walks towards the main hall. You watch as several people step through, and I use the term people. They're all manner of individuals stepping out. There's probably 8 between both of these, like the 3 sections altogether.
You know, I probably should have asked that you at least back me up that I am not who I wear.
Bit late for that now. There's a ding as the lift hits there and opens. You can see the guards are this time dragging Bruno, who
Oh
is
no, my
not
boy.
who
Not
is
my
not
boy.
currently moving out. You two that were standing off to the side, the doors to the A section, you watch as a rather sort of like pudgy looking human steps forward. And he looks around and goes, "Well, this is not the place that I thought that I would be in, but yet here we are. Do I know you? You look sort of familiar. Anyways, you ever need something magical, find an orange door. It'll take you where you need to go. In the meantime, I'm gonna get out of here. Is there stairs? Or you know what? I'll figure it out myself. Hey, how are you?" And he starts moving down towards the main hallway. Yes, you can cover your face. You
Yes.
know exactly who it
Remember,
is.
remember us. Please.
Yeah, right, whatever.
Yeah, right. Fuck.
You watch as one of the figures, you don't see a human, you see this hand that looks like it would be made of moving or living stone, and then you watch as
Oh.
a head with horns on it peers out. It steps forward, its clawed feet digging into the stone like a warm knife in butter, just as it
Oh.
pulls itself. Large stone-like colored wings open up. It steps forward a bit more. It looks at you all and just kind of like turns its head. At this time, the guard is rushing from his guard room. The other guards have dropped Bruno. You see one of them is like undoing the magazine and trying to fumble and get a new one in place. Yes, Liz.
Does it look like
I think we lost you again there.
Bruno
Is dead? He looks like he is extremely injured. I love that there's a delay between
would
her
healing
video and
word
audio.
help at all? Or there's
You would have to try it.
another one.
I don't know if
There was
stepping into Bruno's aid right
vampire.
now is our best plan of action.
She's not going to leave him here, but she has a plan. But I have to find.
I'm not sure what's going on, but there is a delay between your audio and your video. So I'm watching you talk, and then your audio comes through like a bit after that.
So
Don't forget, you can use your claws to give the party a boon or a bane. You can give the DM. You can give them luck. You can do all sorts of things. You can also spend your Twitch points to make a stretch, say nice things about one another, or my favorite, hydrate.
My hydrate is not a normal hydrate. Please be careful with your hydrate.
Just because you brought it up, drink.
You're the
Hydrate.
fucking worst.
Oh wait, it gets better. 2 of them.
Hold on. Listen. This was full before we started tonight, so that's not fair.
Be empty before we finish.
I don't have to work till 12 tomorrow.
Good hydration.
Deals necromantic damage to you, but heals Bruno.
Oh, I know that spell. That's the healing spell where you do a shit ton of damage to yourself. Grimly used that once or twice. Oh my god, what is it called?
What? A luck point for each player, then 1 party boon. Thank you so
Wow.
much. All
Rex,
right.
Wreck,
can
my
you send me the
dude.
kiss. Goddamn. You're cute as fuck. Thanks, man. Fuck. What is it? It's a cleric
Life
spell.
transferent.
There it
There you
is.
go.
Life transference.
All right, yeah, you can do that. All right. Party boon.
Fuck.
Each of us a luck point. The world seems to bend in your favor. Not only do you have luck on your side, but time seems to hold for a moment. You may each take 1 action. So, you may each take 1 turn as a free and in total turn. So you get action, bonus action,
It's
movement.
sort of like an action surge, I guess.
Into the future.
Exactly. Without, almost as though you have a time skip going on. Allowing you to
right
all
now?
do something right this second.
All
right, he heals 24. You watch as the head of Bruno lifts up, and you see him look forward, and he goes, "It's a beautiful day."
I'm gonna kiss Bruno before the episode is over. I think he deserves it. He's a great guy. I'm also amazed that you only took 12 damage for 4d8. That's insane. That's delicious. Can I... You know that scene in Days of Future Past where Quicksilver goes to Magneto and holds the back of his head and is like, we're gonna move very fast, like, mind yourself. Can I do that with Philip towards my party? Does that count?
Absolutely. Yeah, I'll let
I'm
you do
gonna
that.
do that. I want to do that. That's basically what I do. I'm gonna meet back up with my party with Philip
right.
in tow.
So you grab Philip and you go whoop, around the corner.
Yep.
You see the gargoyle's head turning slowly back towards the lift, and watch as its wings like slowly start to spread out. You see the guard is like, oh, as he's trying to get the gun reloaded.
Ash is here.
2 quick things. Well, 3.
2 things.
Welcome, Voodoo.
Hello.
Welcome, Gage.
Bruno has received a point of luck.
Yay, Bruno.
And so did you, Kat.
Oh.
Use it for Bruno.
Give
I'll
Bruno
use it where I
luck
want
and your
to.
luck.
I'm gonna have Sarnes use it.
Oh. He deserves it, honestly. He's been here for so long at this point.
Sarnes is ever present. You're gonna find out that the creator of all things is actually Olivar Sarnes.
I love that for him.
I am your humble hedge mage, Olivar Sarnes. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. How may I be of service?
I don't know why, but I feel like all of my characters who ever meet Sarnes should give him a kiss on the cheek, and that's it.
Just kiss Sarnes on the cheek.
Yep.
What was that for?
I don't know. Don't worry about it.
You don't care. It's lovely. Thank you.
You know what? Take it, and we'll move on.
All right. So you're bringing our friend into the Chanel. Getting our cameras right. Do we need to take a break for it?
If we want to pull Voodoo in for Cam, it's going to move everybody. If we do a break, we can take care of it pretty quick.
All right. The world is slowed down, even this show. We're going to be right back as we get everything realigned. We're going to refill our drinks, refill our wine goblet. Wine glass. It's not a goblet. But anyways, give
Pretty
us a few minutes,
close.
guys, and we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. We're going to see where these shenanigans get up to in just a moment. We'll be back in about 10 minutes.
Okay.
Same.
Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for our brief intermission there. As you can see, we have acquired a party member. Excuse me one second there. All right. So, with your time slip going on, Emerus, you grab Philip and move around the corner. Moonin, what are you doing?
I'm just kind of waiting to see what happens. Where is Emerus trying to take Philip? Like to us or towards the
Yeah.
Stairs
lift?
or the lift?
Yep.
Stairs?
Cute.
I was going to try and bring him towards the party.
Okay, so stairs.
Okay, stairs. I will.
Because you guys are still on that side.
I will wait for Emerus and Philip to reach us and then start moving towards the stairs.
Liz, other than the transference, is there anything else you wanted to do?
So, just be like, Bruno, you don't have to stay here.
We don't have to stay here.
You trying to
No,
get
you
Bruno
don't
to
have
leave?
to stay here.
Oh,
Okay.
telling Bruno
Yes,
he can go.
I healed the Bruno so that Bruno could come. Yeah, so that he can come
Okay.
with, basically.
All right. Gej. You stand at the base of the staircase behind your friends a bit. What are you doing?
Can I see? Well, Bruno's too far away for me to touch, right? Yeah.
Right. You'd have to move down the hall, down that little short corridor, and then take a right, and then he's right there at the lifts. I mean, you can make it to him with your movement, but then, like, you wouldn't really be moving back.
You're in the middle of a lot of people.
Guards.
So, I'm just gonna go the general direction that everyone else is going.
Up the stairs?
I guess. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Time seems to pick back up. Click! Shoot. People reloading guns. You can see Bruno immediately grabs one of them by the back of the head and mushes him down. And you hear go, "You put a bullet in me." And that dude is no longer conscious as there's just a bow, and it sounds like somebody dropping a cantaloupe on the ground. Just bow.
Tasty.
He grabs another one, and you watch as Philip looks at Peter Emrys.
I'm sorry if that was uncomfortable, but it was the best way to not break your neck.
So the stairs, then, is it?
I'm afraid so.
Marvelous. And he carries himself regally, like he's not rushing. He's just walking at a general pace, but he's making his way to the stairs. Strides right up to like where Gej is and says, "You're rather large," and then just keeps moving like towards the staircase.
It's one of those things where if me stepping on his heels is going to imply that we need to go a little bit faster, that will be something that I do.
It's more like he's moving quickly but gracefully. It's
Okay.
like he doesn't look frantic, but he's moving at a quick pace.
I will accept that. Good for him. All right.
The guards continue to fight. You get to the top of the staircase, and you hear more. It sounds like a retort, but it has that Doppler effect. So you hear, and then you hear Bruno go, "Not again!" And then there's a sound of cracking wood, and you're not sure exactly what happened.
We gotta go.
Yep.
Philip goes, "A friend of yours?"
You know, let's
We'll talk
keep
later.
going.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Good idea. Front door?
Front door?
As he gets to the top of the staircase looking at the party and goes, "Front door."
Okay.
"Hold my book, please." And he hands you the book again. It's a first
Under
edition.
the arm.
And
Yes.
he takes his hands and you watch as he moves something. And as he does, he breathes out. But instead of being just like air, you watch as fog, dense fog, fills the area. And it just sort of encases. Right. Everybody get a hand. Let's go. Don't bump into the wall.
For Philip and Gej.
You cannot see anything. It is absolutely a fog cloud in here.
Beautiful.
To the
Another
door.
thing you'll have to show me, right?
You can't see it in the dark, but I'm giving you the thumbs up.
Perfect.
Or you can't see it in the fog, but I'm giving you the thumbs up.
I'm
As you
holding
start
you.
to
I'm
move.
holding that to you.
Certainly. As you move forward into the into the area. You eventually break through the fog, and you can see the foyer. Several guards are standing there, and they look confused, and they see. They snap their heels in salute. Miss Anders, is everything all right down there?
Yes.
As you say yes, there's a ding, and the lift opens, and a guard slides on his back down the foyer.
You know what? I mean, no. Assistance required. If you could, my good sirs. You know what? Actually, because you're all working so hard and so great, a raise, I think, is in order. If you survive this encounter, tell them I've approved it. Good luck. I agree, and I believe in all of you.
They
You know,
watch.
and this may seem out of character. If it does, I apologize. You know, I think it's just the fight. It's really got me riled up, and I believe in you. Off you go. Off you go. I
And,
believe in you. Good luck.
Something screams out of the stairwell and like comes tearing through the fog cloud. You see stone color blow past you, making the fog swirl as it does. The wings pulled in tight. It hits one of the guards full on, and you hear as he is lifted up into the big cathedral-like ceiling, the big central area that's open all the way to the top. You hear, and he hits the ground.
Well, you know, that's just unfortunate, isn't it? Good luck,
Yes.
men.
During Kremer's speech, I would like to cast Shield of Faith.
Kremerus. It's fucking shit for Kremerus.
You know, the cream always rises to the top. That's what I can. That's the only thing I can say about that. Oh.
What were you casting? I'm sorry.
Shield of Faith, I think it was.
Yeah.
I would like to cast Shield of Faith on Bruno because he's doing such a bang up job. I think he needs a +2 to his AC. I think that'd be good for him.
Let's give the barbarian a +2 to his AC. Why not?
Yeah.
Bruno is charging towards you. He has got one guard who you think is either just being very quiet or possibly unconscious, but he's like got him by the foot. The other guards raise their batons, look at them, and like pull pistols out from the other side, and he just full on chucks a dude.
Hit a motherfucker with another motherfucker.
You've been so mad you just hit a
men.
motherfucker with another motherfucker. They just slam into them, and he looks at you and says, "Go!"
I
as
believe
he
that would be
charges
called a home run.
out of the.
No, that's a strike.
It's time to
That's
go.
right. Yes, it's time to go. Philip.
Step
You know
lively
what?
now.
After you this time.
Certainly, and he, again using that quick but regal pace, he makes his way out into it. He stops on the steps and starts to just like, this feels lovely.
Enjoy the sunshine later, bud.
Going.
Yeah. Fresh air at home.
He starts to make his way back towards the
Bucket on the green.
bucket on the green. As you are making your way towards there, though, he sees a gentleman's emporium, clothing store, clothier. We have a moment, and he looks at you and he says, "We have a moment," and he walks into the store.
I guess we've got a moment.
I'll go in with him.
Okay. He takes a few moments to pick out several items. He says, "I'd love to have them taken in, but we don't really have time. This will do for now." And he finds himself a nice pair of shoes with spats. Puts a hat on. Now I feel appropriately dressed.
You're the bane of my existence.
Um,
This moment.
Put it on their tab. and he heads out towards the door. One of them looks at you and says,
Tab.
"It's 120 quid."
You know Annie? Sorry, do you know Hatchet Annie?
He looks at you for a moment. He says, "I know how much it."
Yeah, perfect.
That-
This isn't... Actually, you know what? My name is Peter Deltrich. I work for the directorate. Put it on my tab. The next time you see me, I will pay it in full. Thank you, gentlemen. You have a good day.
You're not
I'll
letting
leave
another.
before... No, I'll leave before he even gets the chance. I'll dodge. Hands coming at me. Dodge. I will fight.
Do you start running out? So you were the only one that went in, or did everybody go in?
I went in
I'm
with
watching
him.
the street.
Uh huh.
Liz probably would have gone in because, you know, she is who she is, and you know she can't like blend in just like out on the street very well. So she's gonna go in, and as soon as he says that he wished that they were taken in, she would have like tried to like touch the fabric and like cast mending on it, so it like shrunk to his size.
It takes a minute to cast mending.
Worry about it later.
Damn it!
So
I don't do that.
you now have an angry like shopkeeper yelling for the bobby.
Yes, I'm so sorry. Peter Deltrich is my name. The directorate, please send the invoice there.
So you're saying Peter Dietrich and the
Yes.
directorate.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. Believe me, we'll pay it in full. You know what? I'll even pay double. Just send the bill that way. I apologize. We are in a mad rush.
I'm just making sure you are saying Peter Dietrich.
Yes. No, I am. I just can't pronounce
Okay.
his last name correctly myself. I will say
That's
Dietrich.
not what
Dietrich?
he's being called.
That's not what he's being called? That's not what I'm being called?
No,
Chris
that's
Black
Peter
Anders.
Dietrich is.
That's
Chris
fine.
Black-
I'll say
You know,
I-
this is perfect. This brings
this
a
is fine.
great opportunity for him to have a mini panic attack inside the directorate.
that's to be honest, that's perfectly fine as well, because you know what? I'm gonna stick with it because I will say yes, I will continue with that name. This is a way to
Okay.
semi-sortily blow his cover as well. They know my face, they'll point him out directly. You know what? Did I keep his IDs with me? Or did they go to the directorate whenever we were talking with Coleman stuff? Because I did give Colm some of the stuff, like the money and stuff that we found in those cases. But I
Oh.
kept those cards to look. I kept his
Yeah.
ID to look into things.
Right.
But I don't know if you would have
Alright.
had them because we didn't grab
You-
your stuff from the
Would
directorate.
they be in this hat case?
That's you
You
know what.
don't
That's
know.
also a good thing. I probably would have given everything to Colm once I figured out who made those IDs for
You
Peter.
know, you gave him a name. We should.
A name. I work for the directorate. I'm basically right across the street from you because I don't know what distance we ran and or speed.
Oh no,
walk.
you ran quite a ways. You were closer to the
Beautiful.
bucket on the green.
Then I will just give their name. I will give the name. I will give the fact that I work for the directorate. Unfortunately, we are in a mad rush. This is a very sensitive, time-wise case. We just needed the clothing to keep going. You know, this is going great. Thank you so much. You know, just go to the directorate. This is fine.
Imris will be the only person that, in trying to talk themselves out of a problem, talks themselves into more problems.
Yes.
All right.
I'm
The
about
bucket on the green.
Did Philip change in the store?
Yeah, like he tried on whatever they had, and he
Oh, okay.
like walked out
What-
with it.
All right. Well, whenever if she heard the comment, she would have said, you know, I'm able to take it in and like continue walking with it.
Just, you know, turn Lysandra, push her out. We're leaving. We gotta go.
Gej.
We didn't get our stuff.
You
You
do
do have a weapon for now. Me doesn't forget. Cap would remember. We talked with Annie, and she gave us options for some temporary.
Hand
weapons.
axe, couple of really nice daggers, a trench knife. Well, actually, he took the trench knife back. There was a couple of hand axes.
Gedge wouldn't
And-
use those.
Some of you picked up some of the cudgels that had the electric batons.
Mhm. It's not ideal, but we didn't have a ton of time in there.
No, I get that. I was
Yep.
just making sure we didn't get our stuff.
No, sadly.
No, we
Mhm.
didn't.
Not yet.
You know what? We'll go back.
Next time we cause a scene at the directorate.
I'll make sure I know my names.
We're
Next
just
time
gonna
on
call this
Directorate.
Panic at the Directorate.
Hey, it's still
All
the
right.
same initials.
You know
You
what
make your way back to the bucket on the green.
Yep.
You can see several of the yellow banded rooks sitting outside the of the place. As you approach, some of them start to stand as they see Philip. They sort of like almost bow to him and then slide out of the way. One of them opens the door for him, allowing him in. Annie immediately kicks her chair down and stands up quickly and rushes over to embrace him. She holds on to him. She's like, I thought I had lost you, you stupid boy. Glad to see you're safe. He like touches her face and he says, ah, sister dear. Can't be rid of me that easily. It wasn't me what turned you in. You ought to know that. Of course I do. You would never turn on me. But we've got to figure out who would. Your friends were a help. A hoot, even. Oh, who has my book?
Apologies. I also, in the time, if I could have shifted back to me.
Takes the book and like sets it down. You notice he's never very far from it. He sets it down though. Have I told you about this book? It's a wonderful book.
You have on well, at least a little bit.
Do you speak French?
Yes.
He hands you the book. Give it a read. It's a wonderful book. All
I'll read-
about mistaken identities and people being out of place and the fight for justice. It's one of the last books that contain the Musketeers. The famous Three Musketeers, of course. Alexander Dumas' Musketeers.
Of course. I'll
I-
return it once I'm done.
Oh,
If
no,
we'll
no.
see each other again.
Yours to keep.
I will pass it on once I am done them. Pass the follow line. That made no
There
sense.
was, my understanding was you rescuing me. You stuck your neck out. But why? And to what end?
A deal and a promise. At least. For Annie, since she has helped us so much as well.
They was trying to find Colm. And I know where he went to. Got tickets. Millicent, that little shit, got involved. She's being dealt with, though. Don't go too hard on her. She's a child, after all. Well, they got the tickets. And that's, as far as I know, that's where Colm is. Ah, yes, the elusive Colm Haim. Back in the day, he was a slippery one. Still is, apparently. I
know
will.
Colm from the past?
Oh, yes. I know Colm quite well.
Is this
Lovely.
the brother or Andy talking?
The brother.
Okay, Philip.
How long have you known him for?
We were wee lads. I would say school days.
Oh. A long friendship then.
Being acquainted with someone doesn't necessarily make them your friend. We
Shall
weren't
we send
enemies
our
either.
regards nonetheless?
Please do.
Of course.
And if I know Colm, and his family history, you'll want to find him in New Amsterdam.
New Amsterdam. All right.
The passing across the water might be a bit dangerous. Careful who you trust. The Directorate, of course, is everywhere, right?
Of course. But
But I think they have something new to deal with as the door like bangs open and Bruno kind of stumbles in.
Oh, good.
Get
a
that
lot.
man a drink.
you know what? Get him too. One on me.
He sits down in a chair. His head is tucked down like this and his shoulders are up. And you watch as Annie walks over and she's like, "What's wrong with you, love? Are you all right?" He looks up at her with forlorn eyes. It is the saddest thing you've ever seen. He goes, "I lost my hat."
Well, all right. Okay, guys, round trip. Back to the Directorate. We have
Back to the
one
Directorate.
thing and
Get
we've got
this
a
man's
hat to
hat.
get. You know what? I think this is a side quest that is worth the EXP.
Can I give him some healings? Can I give that
Yeah,
big baby
absolutely.
some healings?
You absolutely can.
Okay. He deserves it since he lost his hat.
I think this is a side quest worth it. I don't care if this pushes the story forward. This man deserves his hat.
Season
what? I
2
don't-
ends with you getting on the SS Chiron because you spent the rest of the season 2
Getting his hat.
getting his hat, going back and forth through the Directorate, creating chaos. Finally, they just give up and they're like, "Screw it, the Great Fedora Caper."
Let's be honest. I think after how he has helped us, I do not think we would have been able to get Philip without him. I will buy him 17,000 new hats.
You go
Even though
back to the
this one is-
clothier.
Yeah, I'm like, hello, Peter, here once more. I need all of your hats. You know, I know it's not going to fill the void. But
I'm still not going to pay you, but I need your hats.
I also, yes, I'm still not going to pay you, but I need your hats. Please
I
put
need
it on
all
my
your
bill.
hats.
Mail this to the Directorate. You have my face. You have my promise as Peter. Cool, thank
You're
you.
a good hard worker. Come find me at the Directorate. We'll take
We'll
care
give
of
you a
You'll
raise.
get a raise. I've signed off on it. So many people are going to be so mad that they're not getting a raise.
I mean, you haven't even filled out the requisite forms necessary for any raises, so
It's fine.
Paperwork,
It's not my-
schmakerwork.
Paperwork, schmakerwork. Just give them an extra $5 on their bill, on their bills, on their tabs,
yeah,
on their
tabs,
pay.
on their
okay.
hourly
wages. There we go. That's the correct terminology I'm looking for. Took me
okay.
5 seconds when I got there.
This is
I
how
don't
we
know.
tear apart the Directorate. We just keep sending him in, disguised as dark and stormy, and just start doing paperwork.
I walk in with a wine glass next time, and I'm like, "Hello, yes, I'm Peter. Y'all are doing great."
That is
That is not the right
bureaucracy
name.
is its own undoing. Bureaucracy is its own undoing as you go in and create more red tape, bog the entire system down, and then just let the whole thing crumble.
This is how we rebel against the Directorate, by
You're
turning
like,
their own paperwork
cuts.
against them.
Budget
Remember-
cuts. Christoph is skimming budget cuts. I mean, embezzling. I mean, budget cuts.
Remember when I told Millie I would end her without being me, but being her? I'm going to end Kristoff being him while not being him. You know, it's fun. It's great. It's a little flavor, a little spice. I'll regret it later.
Okay, so
French kiss. Not French kiss. Ooh.
That's
Chef's kiss. Chef's kiss. Wow. Okay.
I mean, it is Everest, so it's technically a French kiss.
Nope. Mm-mm.
Mm-hmm.
Bonk, go to hoarding jail.
Bonk. Bonk indeed.
Away I go.
Hey, Roche, how you
The
doing?
problem is that every time we send you that, it's like they installed a revolving door. You just keep going in and out and in and out and in and out.
I go in
That
for
sounded
3
wrong.
seconds. I come out like I'm a reformed man.
I lied.
Shenanigans.
You can't contain me. This is a revolving door.
Who put
You're
that in?
welcome.
So,
It's like
any
I love all of you.
last things to do?
Is there a shop we can go to, Gej? I would say Gej and myself, just because I feel like this is important, even though we were given weapons, to semi-replace the weapons that we lost. I know we can't replace the flamethrower because that's a whole different level, but at least the minor things.
That sad
sorry.
Gage noises.
It's okay, Gej. I will make it up to you. I will steal
Writes
that flamethrower back.
Down.
Flamethrower is not what he's worried
Gage,
about.
New flamethrower.
Flamethrower
Flame-
is not what he's worried about.
Flamethrower isn't his
what did he
concern.
lose then?
No, the
His
spear.
spear.
Oh, his spear. I will go in and I will steal the spear back.
Is
The
it the
night
Spear
mission.
of Destiny? Is it the Spear of Longinus? Nope, it's just Gedge's spear.
Its name is Arthur.
Listen, I would
It's
steal
angry.
Arthur. I would take a moment to go back and get Arthur for Gej. I feel like we are close enough friends. We've shared a room on occasion. What are friends for?
We've held hands with a demon
Exactly.
child.
Yeah, that's true. We have held hands with the demon child.
You know,
With a reformed demon child, because I have taken the demon on myself.
this sentence just, I never know what the next part of it's gonna be. It just kept going this way, then that way, then there.
I apologize.
I'm sorry, I
Yeah.
came in and caused chaos.
That's
I'm here
quite
for
More
it.
alright.
so.
I love Gej. It's great. Good content. Apologies. I'll stop.
Anybody ever asked me, should I become a DM? My answer is definitively yes. Just make sure you carefully pick your chaos. Because my problem
Very true.
is I've got 3 of them. Actually, yeah, 3 chaoses in different forms that constantly move. And I feel like Otter's just over here going, I'm going to chase that chaos.
Otter's sitting
I
here
guess
like, I'm
we're
here
gonna
for the
ride
ride.
this wave today.
Otter's just looking at me going, these are the other 3 you selected.
This
You
is true.
handpicked these.
I handpicked
This
this
isn't-
chaos.
This isn't our fault. That's
Don't
that's
get me
exactly where
wrong.
I'm taking from
I am
this.
here for all of this.
You love us.
I do.
I
enjoy my
I
Mondays.
love this Monday group.
Quick segue away from the campaign. Whenever I first started writing adventures, somebody asked me what I do when I write my adventures. How do I keep it so like everything seems to flow so well? Otter has a shirt that says, "What is it? A lot of luck, a little bit of improv, or no, a lot of luck, a little luck, and like a lot of improv." A lot of my stuff is
A
I
lot of
want them
luck,
to end up.
a little bit of math, and a lot of improv.
Yep. A lot of luck, a little bit of math, a lot of improv. A lot of my stuff is bullet points. There are things that I want them to hit. How they get there, I don't know. It's just fun to see where they go to.
It's just a folder with a post-it note that says "sexy goblin?" ? And then we just kind of fly by the seat of our pants.
I
Sexy
will
goblin.
make the sexy goblin.
You
Cap
aren't
doesn't even
you-
have to make that NPC.
Aren't you already?
Yes. It has knee socks.
I can take that title?
You can wear that title. It's fine.
Oh shit, I need a pin.
Wear it
I
proudly.
mean,
too.
your name is Goblin Lad.
That is true. I am the goblin lad. So you know what?
So there you go.
I'm gonna get a button that says that, and I don't know when I'll wear it, but I'll get it.
These guys are the epitome of the NPC that you need to talk to is over here. Also, there's this random thing in the room, and everybody wants to go talk to the random thing. And I feel like JT Miller from the first Deadpool going, maybe you should go talk to that guy over there to forward the story a little bit. Anyways, enough about all that.
Oh,
You rescued Philip. You've created chaos and sowed all sorts of craziness within the directorate.
Absolutely beautiful.
You healed Bruno up.
I will make the note that we need to get his hat back.
And,
will-
and Gej's spear.
Gej's
Yeah.
spirit. You know what? Okay, Gej. Number 1. I love Bruno, but number 1, Gej spear. Number 2, Bruno hat. Also, I will remind you that I do have a Bane that was given to me before the break.
Oh, yeah. I'll keep up with that.
'Kay.
As you guys are plotting your next move, knowing that you have a ticket for a ship that's heading to the new lands. Yeah. Cut out completely.
Did me
Nothing's coming through.
Sorry, my dear, you're cutting out so bad. You may have to type it to us.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Wow, that was a full sentence.
Did me and Moonin ever go back and like take care of the family that is trapped in Jello and the other person trapped in Jello, or are they still like?
And the chrysalis pods? Nope.
That sounds like a whole not our problem at this very time. I do wish them the best. I do not want to
Okay.
be there when Mr. Cube Guy gets pulled out of that, because that's going to be a lot of yelling.
Mostly because he doesn't have a hand, Otter.
He has some digits left, it's just mostly gone.
I'm sorry, Q.
The door opens. A lanky figure dressed in dark clothing walks in.
Is it our lanky figure?
The voice slides from the mouth like oil sliding down a mixing stem. Looks like you've caused a lot of problems back at the directorate.
Do we recognize it?
Yeah, it's the guy we had a sit down with after he was tailing us to the bakery.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Well,
Perhaps a drink before we part ways, then?
Ah, a drink would be quite nice. And he orders a glass of wine.
I, as Emrys, who normally never drinks, will also partake in a glass of wine with him. I say this because Emrys normally doesn't drink. Me.
There's a name that's gotten back to around the establishment there. Someone brought up the name Peter Dietrich.
Well, how unfortunate.
This sucks.
And fortunate for Peter Dietrich, considering that they've been looking for him, but didn't have any clues to what he looked like. That is until someone made a mess of things down in the holding pens. I assume you had nothing to do with that.
Absolutely
No.
nothing. No. You know,
There's
I don't
not
even
one-
think I was there.
there's not enough
Myself.
holes in things for me to have been involved.
Well, the way I see it, the four of you are here with me.
Lovely.
Far from it, and it looks like, and he kind of looks around at the room of, with a few smattering of people here. And it looks like there are enough witnesses to back up the story that we have to come up with, doesn't it? So, we're all in agreement then. You were all here with me. Drinking, eating, playing a game. Right?
Making merry.
You know, having
Marvelous.
fun.
He goes, good. Then hold on to that story then. And he sits back and takes his glass in his hands as the door to the establishment opens. A few guards walk in, wearing the directorate uniform with badges. U5. And the one that spoke walks over and sits down. He takes some gloves off of his hands and lays them down. The badge and the badging that he has on his uniform gives you the indication that he is of a much higher rank. One of the Inquisitors.
You want a drink,
Yes.
sir? Sorry.
And
Sandra, we love you. Type it to me, love. I'll say it. Oops. Oh, we're not having a good time. How does Annie and Philip react?
They seem to tense, and you see Philip kind of turn, and he seems to be interested in whatever's in the back of the room.
You want a drink, friend?
Let us understand one another completely. I am not your friend. I'm here on official directorate business.
Sure. What can we do
Sorry.
for you this evening?
There was a disturbance at the directorate tonight.
Disturbance, that's unfortunate.
Yes, well, a dangerous prisoner was broken out. Word was that he got on this way. I'm
We've
looking
been-
to see the four of you, if you were there at all.
We've been
Why
here
would-
having a merry night for last few hours.
Indeed. I've won a bit of money off of them playing cards. You don't know where the cards came from or that they were on the table to begin with, but there is a deck of cards that looks like it is freshly shuffled.
Oh.
The man looks around at the tables. And I take it that everybody in here will attest to that story.
Feel free to
Vixen.
ask.
Vixen asks, aren't we still wanted by them?
I feel like our faces are not at the top of their list right now, after the night they've had.
He stands up. Don't be going anywhere. As the door opens, you can see one of the actual law enforcement agents comes in. With him is a kind of a thin man wearing an apron that has needles tucked into, like sewing needles tucked into a bobbin that's attached to the apron itself. Were these the people that you saw? And he looks around for a moment. He says, "No, none of them. The man called himself Peter Dietrich and said he was part of the directorate. I don't understand what we're doing here. This is a common drinking house." And he looks. She's like, "Right. Sorry to bother. You're with the directorate, correct?" "I am a Grand Inquisitor with the directorate. That's absolutely correct." "Do you know of a Peter Dietrich?" "I have told your subordinates there is no Peter Dietrich in the directorate. The man is wanted for crimes to do with the misuse and abuse of magic. If he is seen, he is cornered and questioned. So, you know what he looks like then?" "Not. That is official directorate business." And he stands, grabs his gloves, and heads towards the front door, forgetting all about your roles within anything.
Good luck.
The Bobby says, "Sorry to bother folks. The man said he saw them all coming this way, but doesn't seem to be any of you. Said a fella stepped him quite a bit of money. Looks like we'll be heading to the directorate next.
Good luck. I hope you find them.
He tips
Not
his hat.
nice to just grab clothing and run off with it.
As he starts out the door, he puts his hat back on and he kind of tips it for him. Have a good evening, folks. And he leaves with the clothier in hand. Philip looks at you and, well, actually, looking around the room, Philip isn't there anymore. He seems to be gone. But Annie says, thank you for covering for my brother.
Do a lot of good to go and break him out just for him to go back in again.
Agreed. That's why it's important that you got him back to me safely. I feel like your time here in London is coming quick to a close. There might be another chapter down the road for you, but for now, I believe it's probably time for you best to be scarce. The lanky, shadowy man says, agreed. Where is your next stop?
The ferryman, I believe.
Good luck. If you need me. Well, I'm not going that way.
We can always send word back to here.
You could. And he stands and deftly moves the cards off the table and seems to disappear them into his cloak. If you find Colm, send him my regards.
Of course.
I know Moonin knows his name, but Otter forgot.
That's okay. We'll go over it.
Okay.
He stands and leaves. And about that time, Philip comes out of the back room where the kitchen and everything is. Are they all gone now? Ah, marvelous. Right. Thank you for springing me. Sorry for any losses that you might have incurred. Good luck in future endeavors. Get the feeling that the four of you are bad for most places to be around.
Well, that's just reading into it too much. I think we're quite swell of a group.
Together, you're marvelous. But also, I don't want any destruction rained upon my place.
We'll let you do that
Your-
yourself.
Your tab is cleared with me. Have yourselves a wonderful whatever it is you get up to next. It's not that I'm kicking you out. It's that I'm
Kicking us
asking you.
out.
Yes. And with that, you are ousted into the cold. You have a ticket for the SS Chiron heading to the New World. Maybe a few things to take care of here before you go, but we will get into those questions and more next week on the Troubleshooters. I want to thank... Yes, Liz.
Before Liz left the, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Before Liz left, she would have told Annie that her sister was coming to get the bike. So, because she wants the bike. It's her bike.
You got it. It's her bike. With that in mind, we will say goodnight to this episode of the Troubleshooters. A thanks to Otter, who created all of the overlay and made sure that everybody's camera was in place. Thank you for all your hard work and making sure that Streamlabs OBS is working well with everything. Also created the boon and all the other stuff. Thank you to Q for keeping all of our notifications out there and making sure that our Zoom call is running great. Thank you to Vixen for all of the chaos that you sow just by being present. We appreciate every bit of it. And thank you to Gej for not only being here with us tonight, but also for the hard work that you put outside in the real world, making sure that people are safe or have a safe place to call and reach out to. Thank you for that. I have been Heath, aka Captain Sack, the Dire Bear GM. You can find me anywhere out there. Make sure you follow us on Twitter, follow us on Facebook, join our Discord, and one more thing, the most important thing, thank you to everyone who was watching tonight. Precarious, it is nice to see you and meet you. I've heard great things about it. I unfortunately was not able to watch the show last Friday, but there is a standing offer. If you ever want to run anything through our channel, let me know. We'd be happy to have you. That goes to anybody who would like to run a game on a one-shot or a mini adventure. Let us know. We have slots available. We would be happy to have you. Get in contact through our Discord server with either me, which is at Captain Sack. You can get in contact with Otter, with Q. It's at Otter on the channel. At Q will bring up Q and all of the various names that Q has, as well as at Pink Rambo will get you in contact with Maddie. Don't forget, tomorrow night we have Scion with World at War. DM Jason is running that one. Fantastic show. If you've never seen Scion being played, I really suggest you check it out. It's a very cool system. And then on Thursday night, Maddie is back with A Knight's Ransom, a homebrewed game with a very Greek mythology setting to it. So check that out. Saturday normally would have Stolen Cities, but as I mentioned at the beginning of the show, with no Stolen Cities this Saturday. They had too many things going on with people, so no Stolen Cities, but we will be back next Monday with episode 6. We're halfway through this season of the Troubleshooters, so we'll see what they get up to as they take to a vessel, a boat, in a D&D game. I'm sure everything will be just fine. There's no U-boats, right? There's never U-boats. Anyways, thank you all. We love you. We appreciate you being here. Thank you for all of your love and support, for everybody who gave us bits, for making us stretch and spending those claws and spending those points. Thank you so much. Until next time, take care of yourselves. Remember, roll for initiative. Good night, everyone.